Hello, grade 4. Today we're going to start once again trying to review our vocabulary and write these sentences and finish this. So without wasting any time today, it's Wednesday, grade 4. Let's take out our workbook, writing book, and start writing the vocabulary. Then the next word we're going to write is soap, S-O-A-P. And soap, let me find the number for soap, is number 470. Oh my God, look at all the sentences you have written. Look at all the vocabulary words we have reviewed. You're amazing. So, let's write a sentence for soap. I know you know the word soap, but some of you are still making the mistake of spelling it S-O-U-P or S-O-A-P. Remember, S-O-A-P is something you wash your hands with. So please write this sentence. I have used soap and water to wash my hands. I have used, U-S-E-D, soap, S-O-A-P. I have used soap and water to wash my hands. Of course, you know it's not enough just to use water. You have to use soap and water. So I have used soap and water to wash my hands with an S. Next word we're doing is, oh yeah, what a great word, soft. Now, the opposite of soft is hard. So, I want you to write this sentence. Teddy bears are fuzzy and soft. Teddy bears are fuzzy and soft. Now, fuzzy, F-U-Z-Z-Y. Fuzzy means it has a lot of hair. So, teddy bears, T-E-D-D-Y, teddy bears are fuzzy and soft, S-O-F-T. So write that sentence. Teddy bears are fuzzy, F-U-Z-Z-Y. Fuzzy, that means it has a lot of hair. Fuzzy and soft. Okay, next word we're learning is soldier. Now, soldiers can be men or women. Soldiers are in the army. So this is a sentence I want you to write. Are you ready? The soldiers marched to the drum. Now, what does that mean? Another way to say walk in English is march, M-A-R-C-H. And E-D is the past tense, marched. Soldiers march. That means they all walk together. So when the soldiers march, their legs and arms will go at the same place. So, you know, the soldiers all working together, that is called a march. So the soldiers marched to the drum, D-R-U-M. Now, what does that sentence mean? That means that somebody played a drum, D-R-U-M. And when they played the drum, they hit the drum like that. And it made the sound. So that means that the soldiers all walked the same way together. So they marched to the drum. Okay? Very good. Next one we're going to do is sour, S-O-U-R. Now, sour is a problem. Many kids cannot separate sour and sour. S-O-U-R is the taste. If you taste a lemon, the lemon is sour, S-O-U-R. But sore, S-O-R-E, is like your muscles hurt. So if you say my arm is sore, that means maybe you exercised a lot and now your arm hurts because you exercised a lot. Sour is the taste. Sore is how your muscles feel. And right now we're using sour, S-O-U-R. So, here's the sentence. Fruits can be sweet or sour. Fruits. You notice I use an S there? Different kinds of fruits. F-R-U-I-T-S. Fruits can be sweet or sour. But actually we know fruits can be sweet and sour. Okay? But just for the sentence, fruits can be sweet or sour. So let's say you pick up some cherries and you try the cherries. These cherries are so sweet, but some other cherries are sour. Some people like sour fruits. Okay, so the next one after sour is speech. All right, speech is when you stand in front of people and you talk. So here's the sentence I want you to write. The boy who made the speech was very good. The boy who made the speech was very good. So he made a speech. M-A-D-E. So he stood in front of people and he made a speech, and he was very good. So you know, last year, for example, Matt, or who was it, Charles, they made a speech. And the boy who made a speech, the speech, was very good. All right, next sentence we're writing, speed. Now, in this sentence, speed is a noun. And we're talking about how fast something goes. So, I want you to write this sentence. The police officer wrote down the speed of the car. The police officer, can you spell it? P-O-L-I-C-E. You need the police officer. O-F-F-I-C-E-R. The police officer wrote, it's past tense, down, 2 words, D-O-W-N. Wrote down the speed of the car. Now, what does that mean? Well, police officers always want to catch someone if they're driving too fast. So he has a special gun, and that gun is not for shooting cars. It can tell you the speed of the car. So he points the gun at the car, and the gun will tell you how fast he's going. How fast he's going is the speed. So he'll write it down. Oh, he's going 89 kph. Oh my goodness, he is going too fast. So the police officer wrote down the speed of the car. Good. Next sentence, spot. Now, we talk about spots. For example, dogs can have spots. Okay? Maybe if you're sick, you will have spots all over your face. Okay? But I want to talk about maybe there's something on your shirt. Maybe you were eating spaghetti and you have a spot on your shirt. So I want you to write that one. There are spots all over your shirt. There are spots, with an S, all over your shirt. So maybe you were playing in the mud, or maybe you were eating spaghetti, and your shirt is dirty. And somebody will say, there are spots all over your shirt. You probably need to wash your shirt. Okay, next one. Stamp. Now, today in the modern world, we often use email or we send messages with our phone. But sometimes people still send letters. And when they send letters, they put a stamp on the letter. Now, a long time ago, people always mailed letters because they didn't have emails or phones, cell phones. So a lot of people like those stamps. They think they're very interesting. They want to collect the stamps. Remember, we talked about your hobby. So this is the sentence I want you to write. I want you to write, her hobby is collecting stamps. S-T-A-M-P-S. Her hobby is collecting stamps. Don't forget the ing. Hobby, H-O-B-B-Y. Her hobby is collecting stamps. When I was a little boy, I collected stamps too. It was fun. Some people collect coins, but some people collect stamps. All right, next one, state. S-T-A-T-E. Taiwan does not have states. Some countries do, some countries don't. When they have a big country, they will break the country into little pieces, and those are states. And the USA has 50 states, and that's what I want you to write. The USA has 50, F-I-F-T-Y. The USA has 50 states, S-T-A-T-E-S. Now, later, especially when you're in 5th grade, you will learn about different states. New York is a state, California is a state, Texas is a state, and because you're learning American English, you will often read stories about those states. Okay? So, the USA has 50 states. Okay? Somebody asked me, should I say the US or the USA? Well, the name of the country is the United States of America. So you could say the USA. But if you just want to say the US, the United States, that's okay too. So both are okay. The US, the USA. But don't forget to write the in front of it. The US, the USA. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, let's do steel. S-T-E-E-L. Well, be careful. Don't confuse S-T-E-A-L. S-T-E-A-L, steel, means to take something that's not yours. But this steel is a metal, and it's spelled S-T-E-E-L. So, I want you to write this. Ready? My bicycle is heavy because it's made of steel. S-T-E-E-L. Heavy, H-E-A-V-Y. My bicycle is heavy because it's, I-T apostrophe S, made of steel. You know, sometimes bicycles are not made of steel. They are made of other metals, so they're not heavy. But those bicycles are really expensive. Maybe if you are an athlete and you like to go cycling and you buy a really expensive bicycle, wow, it's very light. It's not heavy because it's not made of steel. But usually bicycles are made of steel, so they're very strong. But sometimes if you carry them upstairs, they're really heavy. So the sentence, my bicycle is heavy because it's made of steel. S-T-E-E-L. Next one, step, S-T-E-P. Now step, we have to write 2 sentences here. Let's use the noun first. And I want you to write this one. Ready? There are 3 steps to my door. There are 3 steps to my door. Now, why do I say there are 3 steps to my door? Because we're talking about stairs, S-T-A-I-R-S. But stairs are usually many, many, many steps, maybe 10 or 20 steps. And when it's only 1, 2, or 3, we just call them steps. So if the stairs are not very high, we will just say steps. Watch out for those steps. Don't trip over the steps. There is 1 step. So a step is 1 place up. 1 up, that is a step. There are 3 steps to my door. 1, 2, 3, going up. Okay? Now the verb, the next sentence I want you to write, okay? She stepped slowly because there was glass on the floor. She stepped slowly because there was glass on the floor. S-T-E-P-P-E-D. That's the past tense of step. She stepped slowly because there was glass on the floor. Now we could also write, she stepped carefully because there was glass on the floor. You don't want to get glass in your foot. So you need to step carefully and slowly too. So you could write carefully, you could write slowly. She stepped slowly because there was glass on the floor. She stepped carefully because there was glass on the floor. Either one is okay. Okay? We can also count steps from the front door to the back door is 20 steps. That doesn't mean you're walking up. It's how many steps you walk. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. But we don't need to write that. All right, the next one. The next one we're writing is, I can't find it, still. Okay. Still means it has not stopped. So here's the sentence I wrote. Ready? The children are still playing outdoors. The children are still playing outdoors. O-U-T-D-O-O-R-S. Outdoors with an S. The children are still playing outdoors. That means they haven't come inside yet. The next sentence I want you to write. Stomach ache. Oh, what a terrible word. Stomach ache. Here's what I want you to write. The candy gave her a stomach ache. The candy gave her a stomach ache. Now, that would probably mean she ate too much candy, right? So anything can give you a stomach ache. Now, we can also say, I have a stomach ache, I got a stomach ache. The sentence I want you to write is, gave her. So because of the candy, she has a stomach ache. So the candy gave her a stomach ache. Next sentence I want you to write is stone. And the sentence you're going to write is, my head is made of stone. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Do not write that. Stone and rock, almost the same thing. Here's the sentence I want you to write, okay? Don't throw stones. Don't throw stones at windows. Don't throw stones, S-T-O-N-E-S, at windows. Last time we talked about glass houses. Remember that? Well, don't throw stones at windows. You'll break the window, right? I know it's a silly sentence, but it's a good way to remember stone. Don't throw stones at windows. Of course not. Now, you could also say, my house is made of stone. I stepped on a stone. There are many sentences you can write with the word stone. I just want to give you a sentence that you can remember the word stone. Okay, next word is stove. S-T-O-V-E. Now, let me explain the difference between stove and oven. Your mother cooks on a stove when she cooks Chinese food. You put a pot or a pan on the stove. And in Taiwan, it is a gas stove. Sometimes it's an electric stove, but often we use gas. A gas stove, an electric stove, and you put the pot on the stove and you boil water or you fry chicken, okay? Now the oven is a box that you put a turkey in or you bake cookies in the oven. So stove and oven are different. So here's the sentence I want you to write. I forgot to turn off the stove. I forgot to turn off the stove. Now, what does that mean? That means that after you were cooking something, you didn't turn the stove off. So the gas or the electricity is still burning. It's still hot. And that's very dangerous. If somebody says, I forgot to turn off the stove, you need to quickly turn off the stove. Oh my God, I hope you're at home. I hope you're not walking in the park and say, I forgot to turn off the stove. Then you need to quickly run home. Okay, next sentence I want you to write is straight. Now, you know, if something turns and goes left and right, that's not straight. But go straight means to go one straight line. And I want you to draw it this way. This sentence I want you to write is, I drew a straight line with a ruler. I drew, D-R-E-W, a straight line with a ruler, R-U-L-E-R. And we'll stop there today for kids. I hope you're writing all the sentences carefully and don't make many spelling mistakes, okay? And I want to try to finish your vocabulary before the end of the week. All right, kids, bye-bye.